Good morning, choro gang. I decided to do something different this weekend and record a little sort of instructional video as to how I go about learning the tune of the week most of the times. Especially one like this one, Idokeha, which seems to be, if you just look at the opening phrase, there's so many ways of interpreting it that I really want to be playful with the vocabulary here. So Idokeha, written by Luis Americano, a wonderful replayer, clarinetist, saxophonist, that reminds me in terms of his sound a little bit of the great Jimmy Noon, early jazz clarinetist. Very open and ghostly sounding. So probably all listen to this recording. Let's just focus on that first phrase of the A section. Intro. Okay, so just till here. So I tried to copy that. That was sort of like it, but to make sure I want to play with him. And then I listened to the whole thing and listened to, all the repeating little A elements. I also listened to the form, of course. Is it two A's in the beginning or just one? He does only one A in the beginning. And so on and so forth. So then I'm going to listen to another recording. And my go-to guy is, of course, Jacob de Bandolim. And then the next one would be his group, Conjunto Epoca de Oro, I hope I didn't butcher that, who is still performing with different personnel, but I know these guys really know what they're doing. So it's good to copy from them and find out more about arrangement styles, form, etc. So they didn't record it, but Jacob did, and I just listened to him, and I'm sure you did as well. Okay, very different, not so much in terms of notes, but, well, obviously it's in a different key, right? He plays it in A minor. So, and then it's, much more rhythmically precise. You can really easily write it out right away. And that's usually when sheet music comes in. And the to go to book is the Shediac book, and I have some copies, of course, online, and some of you own it. And it seems that that's very accurate in terms of chords, but also very much accurate when it comes to the way Jacob played it on the first run through. Obviously, he takes liberties each time and makes variations, especially rhythmic variations. So, but now I could basically play along with the recording once I listen to it. So just a little bit of the A again, no pickup. And so on and so forth. So I have to make a decision now, which key do I want to start practicing it in. And again, I'm gonna just look at a lot of different videos and see what is a common key, and I maybe ask people who know And it seems like everybody plays it in A minor, so that doesn't mean I have to do it in that key, but that's my starting key, and I might still do it in the Luis Americano key later on. So now it becomes really fun, because now I can see, okay, what does Jacob do each time this A element comes around? So first time, he plays it differently than Luis Americano. Luis Americano did this pickup. I'm transposing now into A minor, but he did. And he just slided it down, right? And Jacob does. Right? Very different. Next time around, which is, and I'm always just looking, at this sheet music. That helps me kind of as a skeleton. I haven't written out anything else for this piece, and just try to kind of store it in my brain. So the next time he plays it, he does repeat the A, which is interesting because Luis did not. And here is the second time. Second half of this 8-bar phrase is almost the same, but the first 4 measures, beautiful pickup. We have that in the sheet music. So he does something different, right? He does, and then second measure. Okay, now I have to listen back to it. And I transcribe always with my instrument in hand, because I already kind of get it into my finger memory that way. So like that one. Okay, so the next time it comes around is at 2:01. I've prepared. Okay, somewhere here. No pickup. Oh, triplets. Different here. And I remember that Luis Americano also did it all chromatically in, what is it, measure 6. Okay. So to speed this up, I can copy all of that. I see that he does a lot of rhythmic variations always in measure 3. And more so even the last time he plays it, which is at 3:22 in the very end. And I think that's what Jacob does all the time. The more often the A comes around, the more liberties he's taking. Also floating. Okay, so not getting into too much detail here because it's already 9 minutes long, 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Anyways, I mostly play along with that and try to figure out what exactly he's doing. Sometimes I write it out, not all the time. And now, being a clarinetist, obviously I want to know, what do the colleagues do? And what do the great voices in choro on clarinet do? And wonderful clarinetists are Paulo Mora, Paulo Sergio Santos, Proveta. So these would be the first three I would go to. They didn't record it, and I'm sure there are many more. But then the new voices in choro is Alexandre Ribeiro and Annette Cohen, and probably many more. But Alexandre Ribeiro, whom a lot of you know, he recorded it. And he recorded it at least twice. I mean, on CD, but there is also video of him. And they do this beautiful rubato intro. Well, it's an A section. Listen to it. It's Hora de Choro is the band. And so very freely floating over the first A, and then I think they still do two A's. And that gives me ideas. Oh, I like that. I might want to do it that way, or, you know. So he comes in here at the half point. Just imitating little bits and pieces. Usually I don't imitate so much of the modern players. I'll tell you why in a moment. But a little early. So I noticed that he inspired by he listened to the composer, definitely, because he's also very liquid and legato-ish. He does a lot of these little things which I think are uniquely his voice. So I want to be careful in, what do I want to really steal from somebody who already stole from the old guys, because usually these are the guys I want to steal from, and then make it my own, go with the style, but find my own language. And again, I listen to the form, which is always very helpful, etc. So the fun part, obviously, is now that I have all of that in my ears and some in my fingers, I want to just, be creative and just play around with that phrase. And just keep playing and playing and finding variations, and have fun with it. So this is what I have to say about that. I hope this was helpful, and please comment, and if you have suggestions, I'm happy to hear them. Okay, have fun, have a great weekend.